You're watching The Mainstream, formerly known as CIO News. I'm Khushbu Soni, the founder of The Mainstream. This is an exclusive interview series on the topic of leveraging IT support and AI to deliver best-in-class experiences in the modern workplace. And I have a fantastic esteemed panel with me. They need no introduction, but I'm going to take a few seconds to do that. We have Mr. Saurabh Sharma, the Assistant Vice President, Digital Workplace and Unified Service Management at HCLTech. Saurabh has been driving and he leads strategy offerings, analyst relations, and global growth with over 16 plus years of experience. Saurabh has developed productized solutions in the areas like end user automation, AI, mobility, workplace analytics, and metaverse. Is aimed at reducing cost, enhancing productivity, and improving user experience. He has co-created several industry-leading offerings and IPs at HCL Tech. He also holds a degree in computer science engineering and MBA and has volunteers for the Save the Children initiative in India. Saurabh, it is a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for joining us and doing this session with us.
Pleasure to be here.
Fantastic. I'm also accompanied by Sangeeta Roy. She is the Director, Global Partner Business at Intel India. Sangeeta is the director and with 23 plus years of experience, including 19 years at Intel, she drives business growth through multi-partner ecosystem involving global system integrations and independent software vendors. Sangeeta's expertise spans sales, marketing, partner management across India, South Asia, and overall Asia Pacific region. Prior to Intel, she's worked with brands like Wipro Limited and has a strong advocate for diversity and inclusion. Sangeeta has also chaired Intel's WIN, which is Women at Intel initiative for Asia Pacific and Japan. Pleasure to have you, Sangeeta. I'm so happy to, sharing this discussion with the women like you.
Thank you for having me and pleasure being with all of you.
Fantastic. Well, the series is powered by GoTo. So I am going to take an opportunity to introduce our next speaker. He is Mathew Phillips, the Senior Director and Global Head GSI Business at GoTo. Mathew has 25 plus years of rich experience across business development, strategic alliances, and leadership. He has successful track record in building and leading large-scale teams, creating strategic partnerships, and developing go-to-market strategies. His current role involves where he takes care of GoTo's GSI business. He's also responsible for building strategic partnerships with global system integrators and exploring synergies with complementing technology players. Thank you, Mathew, for joining us and happy to do the first episode on this.
Thank you, Khushbu, and it's a privilege to be here with this esteemed panelists.
Fantastic. So to begin, as our topic says, leveraging IT support and AI to deliver best-in-class experience in the modern workplace. We all know in today's dynamic workplace, IT is central to almost everything business does. Everything in all the functions, IT is involved and technology is involved. So employees and customers expect IT support no matter where they are sitting, and doing more than with less has become a mission critical and constant imperative. AI-driven tools, cloud computing, and advanced cybersecurity measures are crucial for maintaining seamless operations and global teams. I understand as GSI leaders, you specialize in providing IT solutions to your customers that address these needs. Your deep understanding of technology and processes help shape the business value story. We also have a fantastic panel, so I'm going to not take, a lot of time. To set the context, we have been talking about some of the challenges that are currently faced in remote support and how critical it is. Employees whose computers are out of commission are effectively unproductive. Likewise, IT staff members want smooth work experience. So I wanted to begin with putting across my first question, Saurabh. How can global system integrators leverage emerging technologies to improve the productivity for their agents?
Sure, Khushbu. So it's a interesting question. Considering that post-pandemic, the world of work has completely changed for enterprises. People are working from their homes. Some people from offices, coffee shops, all across, right? And the
Yeah.
landscape of workplace, from many applications to multiple applications, it has become very, very diverse. So there are issues that employees faced, and they still continue to face in the enterprise. So one area, of course, automation is prime. That the best incident or issues which never occurs in workplace. We go by that philosophy. We are taking that vision to customers. But if an issue really does come, and it does in workplace, then platforms like GoTo provide us an opportunity to get into the device, take a control of the device, and solve a complex issue that an employee is facing. And they are well complemented by platforms like Intel vPro that also provides out of band management, even if the device is not turning on. I think how this will completely change with the power of Gen AI coming in and the power of analytics coming in, because all customers wants to drive this vision of AI ops or AI powered operations. So imagine that there's an issue that has come at a machine. There's no ready script for it because it's a new issue or a complex issue to solve. It has to go to human. That's where the platform that go to come in, where a human agent tries to get into the machine and solve the complex problem that an employee is facing. Now, if the AI is able to learn the steps that a human agent has taken, create either a knowledge article out of it or create a script out of it that can be fired in future if that issue comes across in a single user or multiple users. So the technology is, of course, getting there, and when that becomes a reality, I think a lot of efficiency, cost outtake will happen in the enterprises that GSS like HCLTech are driving for our customers.
Fantastic. Thank you, Saurabh, for helping us get those insights. Sangeeta, I wanted to, put my next question is device support has become increasingly challenging for IT departments, right? Due to several issues such as global workforce, as Saurabh also mentioned, various remote working environments, out of band support. Can you talk to us a little bit about the latter, which is out of band support, and do you believe it would serve better, easier hybrid or remote workloads, basically?
Yeah, very relevant in today's context, Khushbu. So let me begin with giving some nuggets here. Like as we've moved into a hybrid work environment, IT service team cannot be present everywhere. That's where the out of band definitely helps in, where you remotely troubleshoot the device, even when the PC is powered off, or maybe the OS is non-responsive. So out of band support definitely helps in reducing the downtime and it boosts productivity of employees. The IT admins can remotely perform they can remotely perform the task, like they can do a system setup and configuration and so on and so forth, or an OS update and many more, So it basically what it does is it reduces the travel time of the service desk admin or the employee, and that in turn invariably results in helping to save IT management costs for the large organizations, which is a very, very, yeah, a very, very good value that gets delivered. Now, what is Intel doing? So Intel brings that technology that we just spoke about called vPro, and Saurabh also mentioned about it. And this is packaged within the hardware layer, and since it's packaged within the hardware layer, it also enhances security and reliability. And we're also bringing in all of this in the modern AI PCs as well. And definitely, this coming together as a package is here to function in a hybrid environment very strongly. So I completely agree that it is going to serve better and easier for a hybrid work environment.
Sure, Sangeeta. Matthew, we heard Saurabh, we heard Sangeeta. You've been interacting with leaders across the globe. What are some of the innovations you are seeing in the IT support space, and how is GoTo leveraging some of these innovations towards enhancing the agent productivity and user experience?
Sure. Thanks, Khushbu, and good question. And a good afternoon once again to all of you, right? And it's again wonderful to be in the esteemed company of seasoned senior professionals like Sangeeta and Saurabh, right? So, and taking a cue from what Saurabh spoke about, and thanks, Saurabh, for talking about how you leverage GoTo in your IT support journey, and taking a cue from what Sangeeta talked about out of band support through Intel vPro, right? But before I get into that, I would like to talk a bit about GoTo or LogMeIn. See, popularly known as LogMeIn, right? Now rebranded as GoTo. We've been around for 2 decades now, and we started off as a remote access pioneer in 2023, long before remote work became a buzzword. And LogMeIn Rescue, which is our flagship remote support software, has been successfully supporting organizations to work from anywhere, right? And obviously, it's multi-device, multi-OS, and we have a privilege that Rescue is being used very effectively by our GSI partners like HCL as they transform their customers' IT support journey. Now, specifically coming to our collaboration with Intel, which enables Rescue to leverage Intel's vPro functionality, which Sangeeta spoke about, to improve the overall remote device support world, right? Specifically when it comes to out-of-band device support. Now, Rescue connects with Intel's EMA servers, allowing access to Intel's AMT functionality. Now, what's unique is typically for a customer to do a remote session using Rescue, you need the operating system to be up, right? And it needs to be in-band support. Now, with this integration with Intel's vPro, the functionality provides technicians with a fluid transfer between in-band and out-of-band functions, which means you can troubleshoot and resolve issues like corrupted OS or even the famous blue screen of death, even when the device is offline and powered off, right? So suddenly now Rescue could be in-band, and thanks to Intel's vPro functionality, out-of-band support, right? And this collaboration provides multiple capabilities that increase IT productivity and delivers cost efficiencies that our GSI partners like HCL leverage to ensure seamless remote support for their customers. Now, when it comes to innovation, other than what we are talking about out of band here, AI, like every other space, AI is also impacted the IT support space, right? Now, when it comes to GoTo, we believe in something called practical AI, right? Everyone has their own definition of AI, right? So we believe in practical AI, which is AI should be able to solve the customer's biggest challenges, right? And so that customer can truly focus on things which they would like to do, which is growing their business, right? And when we say practical AI, it must be built with a purpose, right? It must solve business challenges in specific. It need not be theory. In practical, you need AI to go and solve problems for the customers. And more importantly, it should be human centric, that they should be able to quickly deploy it and get value out of it. And finally, AI must prioritize privacy and security. We know how big a problem that is today, what the amount of focus people have on the privacy and security part of it. So you need to ensure that the data used and generated by AI is handled responsibly and ethically. Now, before I conclude on this, I just want to talk about one or two areas where GoTo has successfully leveraged AI, right? So one is the personal AI assistant. Now, what does it do? It enables agents to use simple conversational language prompts for end-to-end IT support management, like streamlining device diagnostics, patch management, or scripting, right? That's like one use case where we use Gen AI. The second, real-time screen translation, which is now very interesting, which we recently launched. AI instantly detects and translates text on end user screen into the agent's preferred language, enabling technicians to provide global support while lowering costs. Now, this is how we leverage on some of these newer innovations to build into our products so that we are able to support our partners and customers to do their best work from anywhere.
Great, fantastic. Thank you, Matthew, for giving us an insights of what are the kind of innovations that you've been seeing, the challenges that you've been hearing, and how GoTo is helping. Also, you emphasize a lot on AI and how AI is getting leveraged to, support today. So I also wanted to touch upon the interest in edge AI. So wanted to get your insights on how edge AI is being driven by the need for real-time analytics and stringent data privacy requirements. Could you share a little light on harnessing AI on the edge and how IT leaders can leverage this with some
Yeah,
practical application?
yeah. This has a long answer to it, right? And it has some data points to it to talk about the scale when we say edge, right? I'm sure Saurabh and Sangeeta will have some also great views around it, but the edge is growing, right? It's growing like crazy. IDC predicts that by 2025, there would be 55 billion connected devices, right? And 75% of them would be connected to some IoT platform. Yet another research talks from a market size perspective, right? Couple of years, the edge market was around $7.5 billion, and it's expected to grow at a CAGR of around 37.9%, which means from by around 2030, the overall market would go from 7.5 billion to 155 billion by 2030, 20x fold in the market size for edge, right? So with the edge scaling, obviously, there are challenges which come with it, right? Anything which grows at this phase, there are challenges. And the challenges are typically what we all know. One is security, right? Expansion of these networks is leading to new and evolving threat to the assets, which means you need to have more innovative approach to counter these threats. Second is manageability. How do you manage and maintain and control such a wide range of endpoints, right? Or the edge devices, particularly when Gartner predicts that 60% of the employees will bring their own devices to work by 2025, right? Which means you have the line between enterprise owned assets and personal assets which get used at work is thinning, right? And finally, how do you leverage the transformational potential of AI at the edge, right? Because when you have so many devices at the edge, if you can get AI at the edge, it will revolutionize how we approach network intelligence and management. And what's interesting is even the analysts say this, right? By IDC says by 2025, 50% of all cloud deployments will include edge computing, and 20% of all endpoint devices and systems will execute AI algorithms on the edge. And Intel's AI PC is one step towards it. And we know other technologies like AI chips, 5G, mobile and computing, DevOps, tiny ML, right? These are all technologies which are helping us build onto the great AI story which is going to come, right? And if I have to narrow down to practical applications, which is what you asked me about where edge AI could help, clearly three which can stand out: predictive maintenance, right, which is solve issues before they happen; real-time security analysis, so that you can preempt issues and at a real-time basis analyze and resolve it; and third is personalized user experience. Like, for example, I'll give you an example of a smart mirror in a retail store, which can use edge AI to instantly recommend options to a buyer based on their preference and body type, and so much more examples which edge AI can give in making AI, making customer experience and employee experience very personalized. So that's my view on the AI, edge and the edge AI part of it, Khushbu.
Great. These were some really fantastic stats. And I always say that AI is hot and we are on fire. But these are some of the use cases. I have been interacting in the usage of AI in all the various other segments. But from a remote support perspective, also, this is a huge use case, right? Especially from the statistics that we've heard. What trends are you observing on enterprise computing devices, sites such as AI, PCs, reshaping the workplace productivity?
So we are very excited about this entire AI PC storm that has come our way, thanks to Meteor Lake and the forthcoming Lunar Lake releases from Intel. So just so that we all know, it has a CPU, GPU, and an NPU, which is a neural processing unit. A perfect example of edge AI, but edge AI in the enterprise on the hardware. It means lesser latency, better processing, longer battery time, and cost. So a lot of customers are right now doing POCs. They're looking at the personas and profiles, typically people who handle sensitive data. Mathew mentioned that while Gen AI and AI revolution is big, there's always a concern on where does the data go, governance, control, because all the large language and small language models, they leverage cloud AI infrastructure, right? But there could be personas or industries like financial, which could have very sensitive data and they want to leverage the power of Gen AI, but they do not want to go outside the enterprise. So it gives them that ring fencing that controls those boundaries where persistent AI loads can be run on the AI PCs because it has extra power that NPU provides, the neural processing unit. What it means is that we can better serve our customer. For example, HCL has written an application. It is called as onlooker detection, which leverages the power of AIPC. So if you're a important persona, but you're working from home, and say for an example, you've got an Excel sheet with credit card information of people, right? And you're working from home. If the moment you try to click a photograph, it identifies there's an object, it can lock the screen, trigger an alert to HR or IT, or if somebody is looking or shoulder surfing, that detection can also happen. In fact, we are serving a North American bank where we've deployed the solution in production, right? Interesting statistics when we ran the solution on a non-AI PC and versus AI PC. On AI PC, frames per second and latency were significantly better, almost 35% better. But the most interesting bit is because it was a persistent AI algorithm, always looking at the webcam and detection. The CPU consumption on AI PC was 1/20th. Even we were surprised to look at that statistics. And if that NPU part would have happened, we couldn't have deployed it because you cannot have 70-80% CPU being held up by one application, while people have to use their other applications also. So these kind of applications, that we can take to customers will make AI PCs adoption more broad-based. Otherwise, we do see that Teams works better, transcribing works better, screen blurring works better across applications like Zoom, Teams, and all these OEMs have those statistics also. So we are very excited about this entire, hardware revolution which is coming to the enterprises, and we are actively taking and positioning it with Intel to our customers.
That'd be great. Great, Sangeeta, for GSIs, GSIs that provide to better and more secure support experiences. How does the local AI models running at the PC benefit over models that are traditionally set to run from a cloud level? How does AI PC unlock other potentials?
Yeah, before I start that, Khushbu, but I must, no, I feel very happy to hear what Saurabh just mentioned. Saurabh, some of these use cases built with AIPC at the core being offered to customers is really music to the ears because these have to be use case led conversations. AIPC has to be a use case led conversation. So some of these early and HCL was one of our lead GSI who kind of built some of very interesting use cases. So, Saurabh, thank you for doing that, and cannot wait to see how we go and drive more AIPC adoption in the enterprises. So moving to the question, Khushbu, that you asked, interesting one, and I'm sure we will all agree that the decentralized AI or Gen AI, as we might say, is critical also for a hybrid workplace. There is a need for every key business functions, if I may say, to stay informed and be productive. And that spins up, local AI models. Okay, so the local AI models definitely offer a very valuable alternate to cloud-based options for sure. But it depends on various factors, and Saurabh also touched upon it briefly. Some of them are, like how flexible they are, the cost, the data, and of course, compute. Okay. So if I delve a little more into this, I'm sure we will all agree that the local AI models, they bring the advantage of running AI closer to the data. That's what it is doing, have a higher control over data and compute. And in turn, what it ensures is that the AI application is running in a very secure environment. Okay, so that's the first call out that I would like to do. Second, of course, like we said, there is no recurring cloud cost as they run AI or Gen AI on their laptops or AI PCs. So you are not having any recurring cloud costs also as well. So if we combine these benefits, and package it together, and we kind of try and look at some of the application areas where local AI models are pivotal or can be pivotal. And if I have to kind of give a few examples, like, there would be some real-time applications which requires low latency actually, like autonomous vehicles or applications where there is a limited internet connectivity, so on and so forth. Other examples could be, Saurabh touched upon a few, but other examples could be retail chatbots, finance advisors, the personalized wealth management finance advisors kind of a use case, or maybe a healthcare tirage, bots. And there would be many more, Khushbu, if I may say. But holistically, if you look, it depends on a few factors, but it brings, tons of advantage, and of course makes all of us operate more securely. Those are some of my thoughts around it.
Sure, Sangeeta. Fantastic. Now, coming back to the aspect of hybrid working and remote work models, I in fact wanted to ask you, Sangeeta, how can IT support technologies play a pivotal role in enhancing both customer and employee experience? From a strategic leadership perspective, what are the key considerations for leveraging Intel's innovative solution to ensure seamless, secure, and efficient experience in a modern and digitally driven workspace?
Khushbu, what the way I would look at it, and that's an important question, if I would say, like, and since you picked up a theme around embracing hybrid and remote work models and so on and so forth, so I'll bring some nuggets around from an Intel perspective also. So at Intel, we definitely believe that technology plays a critical role, in enabling very seamless, secure, and efficient experiences for both the employees and customers. It is not just what we do as employee experience, but also from a customer perspective. Now, from an IT perspective, if we look at it, the key to support, hybrid and remote work is to ensure that the underlying infrastructure is not only robust, but it's also agile, if I may have to say, agile enough to adapt to the diverse needs of a modern workplace. And Intel's solutions, that are designed around this are designed to power a variety of devices and platforms that we have, which is also crucial, in this ecosystem that we spoke, where the employees might be working from different locations using a variety of devices and, interacting with different types of applications, so on and so forth. The biggest thing that I would like to call out here is security and trust. So one of the foundational aspects of remote and hybrid work is ensuring that both employees and customers have a secure access to the resources they need. No matter where they are, they definitely need a secure access. Now, just bringing some nuggets from an Intel hardware perspective. So Intel hardware-based security technologies, I had to call out, we spoke about Intel vPro. There is also another security feature that we talk about is Intel Trusted Execution Technology. These kind of technologies play a very pivotal role in ensuring that the devices are protected from cyber threats and the sensitive data is handled securely, if I may have to say. And then, of course, the cyber attacks have got very sophisticated, and that leads to, security to be integrated at the hardware level. If it is not integrated at the hardware level, and it also means that it becomes so much of paramount important that to build that trust and ensuring there is compliance, it's built at the hardware level. So these are some of the features, Khushbu, if I may have to talk as around security and trust that we feel are the key technology drivers that we could bring on the table.
Sure, Sangeeta. Thank you for enlightening us with some of the one security is becoming a growing concern, and how Intel is working on it. That was really fantastic, Matthew. We also spoke about edge AI, leveraging AI, and a lot of innovation that GoTo is bringing on table when it comes to remote support. And we spoke about the rise of security concern. Can you tell us what is GoTo doing to ensure secure experiences while leveraging innovation?
Yeah, Khushbu, I think it's a very important question, right? And Sangeeta did talk a lot about what Intel is doing, right, around it. And but when it comes to security, I think each and every whether it's the hardware, software, or the provider, it's an equally important concern for everybody, right? And with the growth in edge, right, or the edge expansion, it's called, and innovations around AI, security concerns will keep growing, right? When you have such a big growth in the edge devices, it's difficult going to be to manage security. But and I'm quoting one of the surveys by IBM, which says that the average cost of breach is at an all-time high, around 4.5 million USD. Right, and this is maybe a year back data, with IT leaders highlighting human error at the biggest risk. And as the edge increases, the chances of human error goes up, right? But at GoTo, we continuously assess industry best practices for technical data privacy and information security. We aim to meet or suppress whatever are the best in standards. Our security programs are thorough, covering every aspect of security, whether it's from compliance or regulations like GDPR, HIPAA, SOC 2, or Type 2, right? So the any of these which are required today as a company, we do focus on, right? Or things like banking grade encryption, zero trust architecture, access controls, or a detailed reporting to keep our customers audit ready 24/7, right? So those are some of the things. But I want to touch upon one more very interesting thing which GoTo is doing, leveraging the power of AI. Like Sangeeta mentioned, it's all about building up use cases, right? So the way we are doing is leveraging the power of AI at the edge in collaboration with Intel to transform remote support security with our innovative dual layer PII, right? So personal identifiable information, PII protection, powered by advanced AI technology. It operates directly on PCs which have the NPU, which Saurabh talked about, Intel's NPU. This functionality automatically detects and protects sensitive information before and during support sessions. Right now, keeping PII out of these sessions is extremely important, and this actually plays a big role. This ensures proactive protection as AI-powered algorithms consistently identifies and protects sensitive data patterns like credit card numbers, social security numbers, and any such information, and automatically flags these documents containing these PII to the user. It also ensures enhanced compliance and eliminates manual redaction process, right? Else you'll have to follow the manual route. In this case, it happens automatically and helps organizations maintain regulatory compliances like GDPR and HIPAA. So yes, there is always a concern when you have innovation and technology accelerating at such a high pace, but then you can also leverage the same technology and innovations to continuously augment the security which is can be made available.
Absolutely.
That's
And we all
my
say
opinion.
it's a journey. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, and we all say security is a journey, innovation is a journey in tech. Great. I wanted to ask you, sort of, how do you see Gen AI transforming employee experience in the next 5 years to a more consistent and equitable one?
So 5 years is a long shot, and I'm not a wizard to
Yeah.
predict what GE is capable of. But I'll give you a realistic picture of what's happening today. So simple things like driving personalized experiences, right from onboarding experiences to people working in the enterprise, personalized to their work profile personas. Analyzing that data, Gen AI is extremely helpful. A lot of people actually struggle finding information within enterprise. It's split across terabytes of data. It could be financial data, payroll data, HR policies. Just picking those 4 important lines that a person is looking for. So that is the power that Gen AI technologies in very simple terms can bring. Then the entire domain of Copilot is very interesting. Every large software provider or a platform provider has a Copilot. I'm yet not clear who will play pilot to these co-pilots, but I think it will be the people, unless something really becomes super bot and controls everything. But these co-pilots have a great capability, and every collaboration platform has one. It can transcribe, create a word cloud, summarize actions for you, compose mails for you. So the unlocking of productivity is real. Some of our customers are throwing interesting challenges at us. We've deployed these co-pilots for horizontal applications. Now customers are saying that, can you integrate this co-pilot with my clinical trials data? Let's see what it can do on unstructured data and find some insights that researchers can either look at or dismiss depending on how relevant they are. Or for oil and energy sector, looking at the geologist data, seismic data. So that's very, very interesting and very, very promising. The second area is conversational bots and voice bots, which is like chat bots, who become very powerful in detecting issues. They're just not tell bots, they're do bots. They can execute if they find a problem. And then we are also looking at voice bots where they support 40, 50 standard languages. They can converse with you in your preferred language. What will be interesting is when real-time language translation in the enterprise becomes real and it becomes practical. So that will completely change how multilingual people deal with IT, and actually people across enterprise interact with each other, where the translation is real time or near real time. So that is consistent experiences. I think another important aspect for us is inclusive and democratic experiences where AI equity is there. It's not there for some people or some personas, it's across. And again, towards the initiative of accessibility, we've again leveraged the power of AI PC. I'll come back to it again, where we've written an accessibility use case. We've written a smart application leveraging power of NPU, where if somebody is talking in sign language, it can convert that in a call or a conversation in real time in closed caption. So you do not need an interpreter in between. So we stand firm by the resolve of delivering, consistent, sustainable, and inclusive experiences, and it's completely getting transformed with the power of Gen AI.
Great. Great, this is excellent. I think some of the use cases and the work that you mentioned is incredible. Um, Great. I think this has been a wonderful conversation. Matthew, Philip, and Sangeeta Roy, any last pointers that you would like to share before we end today's session?
Sangeeta, after you, in case you would like to.
No, I would say is we have two great partners on the call here, and there are great collaborations that has happened with them since we were all talking about the world of AI, largely around AI PCs. So HCL has definitely is a strategic GSI partner for us. Looking forward to, like I said, Saurabh, drive AI PC adoption at scale. Can't wait to see more interesting use cases. The more and more use cases we develop and POCs learnings that we have, it just helps us to drive adoption at scale. And with GoTo, we have some interesting collaborations that we have done, and with AIPC at the core, and integrating the power of AIPC into some of their products to be announced shortly. So I think it's a great collaboration with both the organizations, and together we will commit to deliver values and outcomes to our customers.
Yeah, thanks, Sangeeta, for that. And I mean, very interesting use cases, sort of, right? Amazing. So now, what my thought as we summarize is that Intel's high-performing technologies, HCLTech's comprehensive solutions and services capabilities, and GoTo support platforms are at the forefront of this revolution, helping businesses scale efficiently and create environments where productivity, creativity, and employee satisfaction will thrive. Now, as we move forward, it's clear that the intersection of IT support, AI, and workplace technologies is the key to driving digital transformation success. The solution we implement today will determine how effectively we navigated the challenges of tomorrow and create workplaces that are both dynamic and, more importantly, resilient. We encourage all of you who are watching this chat to think about how your organizations can leverage these advancements to stay ahead of the curve, foster innovation, and most importantly, deliver unparalleled experiences for your employees and your customers.
Great,
Thank you.
fantastic. This was a wonderful conversation. Thank you so much once again for joining us, and I look forward to having many more interactions in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
so
for hosting
much.
us.